So this is a second tutorial that I'm creating about making digital displays. The first one I created was almost a half an hour long, and I felt that was way too much time. So I'm going to try and make this one 15 minutes or less. My fingers are crossed. For those of you who know me, know that I tend to ramble. So let's see if I can cut the rambling out. Now, the hardest thing about creating a digital display is making one of the themes that I've done in the past in person, translate it to digital and still make it appealing, right? So I usually go with the ones that I've done in the physical before COVID and try and translate them into digital. So May is Mental Health Appreciation Month, and I want to create a digital display showcasing the books that focus on mental health, right? So I start off with a blank Google slide. I've already named it mental health. And when I think about mental health awareness and I think about trying for self care, I want to create a peaceful kind of feeling. And I get my peace in nature and I get my peace personally. I really love going to the beach. And so, my idea for a background for this mental health awareness month is a beach background. So, I'm going to go to choose image and I'm going to click and I'm going to do a Google image search. And going to just click in beach. Maybe I'll look at beach background. And oh, I like the way these look already. I wish I were there. So I am going to choose, I'll scroll through, but I think I already see the one that I like on the top. And I think I'm gonna sunset on the beach. And click done, right? So now I have this really kind of peaceful looking background. I want to then figure out how can I display my books on this beach to make it more appealing to my students. So when I think about being on the beach, I think about either maybe having, beach chairs or picnic tables. So I have to, give it a little bit of thought. So I think my next step is going to be to look for images on beach chairs. Oh no, I hit the wrong button. Sorry. I used my button for stuff on my computer and I don't want to do that. I want to do search the web. And then I'm going to beach chair it. All right. So we get a couple of different beach chair kinds of things. I want to make sure that the beach chair has no background. And that's sometimes hit or miss when it comes to Google search images. Sometimes I search like beach chair PNG or beach chair transparent. Sometimes it comes up, sometimes it doesn't. There are ways to remove the background. I'm not going to show you that right now. I'm just going to see if this one works. Let's see. Oh, it does work. There's no background, so you still get to see the beach. So I'm going to resize it and have a chair there. And I think, let's see, I'm going to add another image, not another chair. I want a beach table. Right. Now this is giving me not what I want. So So let's get rid of the word beach. And this is the process. You can get caught in a rabbit hole. That you go down that rabbit hole and spend hours trying to find the perfect image, or you can be a little bit less picky and take some of the first ones you see. While this is not a beach table, I still want a table to put my books on. If this is one place I'm going to put my books, and I'm going to resize it. Not too much. Maybe. And I'm going to pause the video and I'm going to add some more stuff so that you don't have to listen to me ramble for 30 minutes trying to find the perfect images. But you see how I added images to start setting my scene. So I will be right back, and hopefully when you see, you'll see the images that I have decided to display my books on. Okay, so I'm back. I got rid of the beach chair. I put a picnic table. I put a yoga mat beach towel, and then I have a rubber duck floating, and I have a life raft floating. I'm not 100% sure how I feel about this right now. I need a place for the books to be displayed, so I know I will be putting books on the picnic table. I'm thinking about putting books on the beach towel. And then I'm not sure. I kind of think that the rubber ducks are cute, and I think the life raft is cute also. I was actually looking for a life preserver, but I couldn't find that floated in the water. It was just too weird looking. So I think I'm going to go with the life boats, and I'm going to get rid of the duck. Sorry, duck. Use you later. And then I'm going to make a couple of copies and pastes of the life rafts, right? So I'm going to put them in places where they look like they're floating in the water, not in the air. And on each life raft, I can put a book, right? On the table, I'm not sure how I like this table, but beggars can't be choosers. I can probably put 2 books or 3 books on the seat, maybe 1 book on the table, and then here on the yoga mat. So now, how do I go about getting my books for my display? Well, I go to Sora and I want to make sure I choose books that my library has access to, and this is for mental health awareness. So I'm just going to do a general search on mental health. Right. Excuse me. So New York City Department of Education, we've got how many books, Cup C more, does it tell me? 5,000 books came up here, ebooks and 300 audiobooks within the systems. So I know there are a couple of books that I would like to definitely put in. And this is more of a display of nonfiction rather than fiction. I could always scroll it down here to young adult nonfiction because I do work in a high school. So if you wanted to focus more on juvenile nonfiction, you could go back and click on that. So what I am going to do is I absolutely love the title of Your Brain Needs a Hug. And I'm going to click here. Right now, I've said this before, one of my major complaints about Sora is that none of the stuff on my screen right now I can copy and paste, right? Oh wait, did they change this? Because before it couldn't do this. This is cool. So strike what I just said. I'm going to copy the image. I'm going to go to my mental health display, and I am going to paste it. Oh my goodness, this is new. I couldn't do this before. So I am learning something with you guys. I'm so excited. So then I resize it so that it fits on my life raft, right? No, I don't, maybe the life raft wasn't a great choice. Oh, it's not too bad, right? Now there's my book, Floating in the Water on a Life Raft. Now, a lot of people asked, how did I make the book's clickable links? After I have copied and pasted my image, I go back to Sora and I grab the URL and I copy the URL. I go back to my slide and I click, make sure that the book is still selected, click on the insert link, and my computer is really slow, so I apologize. I right click, I paste the link, and I apply. So when all of my books are on here, and I'll show you in a minute, and when you display these to your students, the books will be clickable links. Right? And now I'm going to pause the video again so that I can add all of my books to my slides so you don't have to sit for 20 minutes to watch this, and come back and show you some other cool things you can add to a digital display. Okay, I'm back. So now you see I have books on my rafts, I have books on the table, and I have books on my yoga mat. I've also included the little Sora space astronaut sending out a message. This is the title of my display. You matter. May is Mental Health Awareness Month, and then I put in there the images are clickable, just in case, you know, sometimes people just need a reminder. Now, one of the things I really like about digital displays that I can't really do in a display in my library is I could add sound, right? So I'm going to show you how to add sound to this display. And I would like to have, because it's set on the beach, I would like to have some beach sounds. So I'm going to go to YouTube and I am going to search for beach waves, right? And you'll see, you'll get a whole lot of, you know, just sounds of the waves, relaxing 10 hours. You could just play this on a loop in as white noise. So what I usually do is suggest that you do, as I wait for this to stop a second, skip ad, is to preview the video to make sure that the description is exactly what you're going to hear, because you don't want to have something that has um says ocean waves and then be, you know, an action movie soundtrack or whatever other inappropriate things that you might possibly think of. Depending how loud someone's computer is, it can be a little bit, you know, oh my goodness, but it can also add some really cool, another dimension into your digital display. So how do I add this sound into my digital display? I will go to share and then I will copy the link, right? Then I will go back to my display and I will go to insert and I will go to video. And I'm going to video instead of audio because I've looked in the past to find audio, just audio, to add as a background noise. And unfortunately, I can't seem to find any free of the ocean. I might not have looked hard enough, but I'm just going to show you how I do it with the video. So now I click paste and I search for it. And here's my ocean waves video. And I select it. Now, it comes plop right down in the middle of my display, which I don't want it to be there. So what I do is I make it really, really, really small. This little square here. And then I drag it to the corner. And then here where it says video playback, instead of play on click, because hopefully it's no one notices it in the corner, have it play automatically, right? And then I close this. Now, to see if this works and to see what this looks like for the students, I click on present. And I'm not sure if you can tell because I have my earphones on. The waves start automatically. You can see the books, they're large. Let's one more thing. I will show you in the present mode. If I It takes me straight to Sora. Whoops, sorry. Straight to Sora right there. So now I'm going to escape and I am almost done. I'm at the 15-minute mark. It's not quite a half an hour, but I shaved this down. So how do I send this to my students? So what I do is I go to File, I go to Publish to the Web, and then I click Publish. And because it's only one slide, I don't have to worry about starting a slideshow. It's just one slide, it won't change. And then I click OK. And then I'm given this link. So there are a couple of things you can do. You can control copy the link and put it onto your LibGuide or to your school's website. Or what I usually do is I take the link, I put it into a bit.ly so I can get a shorter URL, and then I email it to the student. And I do this for a couple of reasons. One is because the link is much shorter, and two, bit.ly tracks how many times a link is clicked so that I will at least know if someone looked at my display, because I create these displays and then I send them out in the beginning just using the regular Google link, and I had no idea if kids were looking at them, and it kind of made the work feel a little bit I don't know, that I was doing it for nobody, that I wasn't getting any feedback. But when I used bit.ly and I send it in the email and then I would go back and check my bit.ly links, I saw that, some of my displays were getting 50, 60. One of them got like 150 clicks. So it at least boosts me up a little bit to get that energy that I usually get in person with students so that I can continue, and helps, in all seriousness, helps my mental health in regard that the work that I'm doing is at least being seen by the students. And then I will go back in a couple of weeks and check my Overdrive circulation and see if any of the books that I put on display have been checked out. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I have these fabulous circulating statistics in Overdrive, but slowly but surely they are creeping up. And I'm hoping that with time and with effort, my ebook statistics will slowly and continually improve. So, really, really quickly, one of the places where I store my digital book displays is in a live binder because I did not have a LibGuide. Live binder is free for 2 levels of use, and it costs, I think, $35 a year for 3 tab levels. It kind of looks like a LibGuide, but not as fancy. So if you go to my website and you go to what you should you read next, you'll see here I have a tab, and this is one of the level. This is level 1 is here, and these are the second level, and then for paid account there's another level, a third level of tabs. So if you see, these are my book displays. One of my favorites is Blind Date with a Book, and I will include this. It takes a while for my internet sucks, so just gonna let you know that this is one that I did for To Love Yourself, How to Be an Anti-Racist, Inauguration Day, and I've got a bunch of them. So want to take a minute and take a look at them. Awesome. If you want to copy them into your Google Drive, just shoot me an email, and I'd be happy to send you the viewable slide so that you could just copy and make tweaks for your own. They're a lot of fun to make. Uh, so I hope you learned something in this tutorial, and I just went over the 20-minute mark. So I am going to say thanks for listening.